Okay, so you've planned it all out. The perfect trip. Flights. Booked. Itinerary set. You're picturing, I don't know, Rome or maybe a beach somewhere warm or that amazing Amazon trek you've always dreamed of.
Yeah, the anticipation.
Right. But then, boom, day one. Your stomach just decides, nope, not today. Total rebellion. Or you're just so wiped out from jet lag you genuinely can't figure out if it's Tuesday or Tahiti.
Yeah. It's that awful moment, isn't it, when the dream trip starts feeling more like an ordeal.
Exactly. And you realize even the most amazing adventure can get totally sidelined by like a simple stomach bug or just sheer exhaustion.
It happens way too often. We hear about it all the time. And it's such a shame when that long-awaited escape gets messed up.
Yeah.
You put so much energy into planning the fun stuff, right?
Totally.
But that basic thing, just staying well while you're traveling, it kind of gets pushed aside.
Well, it doesn't have to be like that, does it? What if many of these health things, these wellness woes, aren't just avoidable? What if you can actually turn them into chances for, like, deeper enjoyment, more discovery?
That's the goal.
So, in this deep dive, that's our mission. We want to unpack the essential strategies, for navigating the world, making sure you're good physically, mentally, and having a truly mindful experience. It's not just about dodging problems.
No.
It's about seriously boosting the joy of discovery on your trip.
And what's really interesting is how just a few key insights, things people often overlook, can make such a difference. The difference between a trip you just kind of survive and one you actually thrive on. We'll cover, everything from avoiding those common bugs to keeping up your physical and mental game, turning what could be stress into something really enriching.
Okay, let's dive in. Let's start with maybe the biggest one, what you put in your body. Food and drink safety. Our sources, Johns Hopkins, the CDC, they all point to contaminated food or drinks as a huge cause of travelers' diarrhea. And get this, it affects like 30 to 70% of travelers.
It's a massive number. Absolutely huge.
Right. So how do we avoid being in that statistic?
Okay, so there are some golden rules. Pretty simple, actually. First one, temperature matters.
Really matters.
Cold food needs to be properly chilled, served cold. Hot food, steaming hot.
Steaming, got it.
Think about buffets. If that hot food isn't actually steaming or the cold stuff isn't genuinely cold, it's probably sitting in what they call the danger zone.
Ah, the danger zone.
Yeah, between 40 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit. That's where germs just, they love it. They multiply like crazy. So lukewarm, big red flag.
So if it's not piping hot or properly cold, just walk away.
Pretty much.
Okay, what about packaged stuff like chips or canned things? I tend to rely on those on long travel days.
Yeah, those are generally pretty safe. Dry packaged foods like potato chips, canned tuna, most of the bad germs need moisture to grow. So if it's factory sealed, unopened, you're usually okay.
Good to know.
Now here's a big one, and it can be tough for travelers. Raw foods.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. This means things like pre-cut fruits, vegetables, fresh salads, those lovely fresh salsas.
Oh, no, not the salsa.
I know. And anything with raw meat or seafood, even ceviche, which is popular, they can all get contaminated super easily during prep.
So what's the move then?
Safest bet. Buy whole fruits you can peel yourself. Or wash them really well, but use bottled or disinfected water to do it.
That is tough, especially when you see all those amazing fresh fruit stands and salads abroad. It looks so good. And street food, come on, that's part of the experience, right?
It absolutely is. And it can be incredible. But if you go for street food, you got to apply the same rules. Make sure it's cooked right there, served steaming hot. And definitely avoid any raw veggies they might add on top.
Yeah.
Also, and this is a serious caution from health bodies, avoid something called bushmeat.
Bushmeat? What's that?
It's local wild game that you wouldn't typically eat back home. Things like bats, monkeys, rodents even.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, they carry a major risk of animal-to-human diseases.
Wow.
Think Ebola. You definitely don't want that as a travel souvenir.
No kidding. That's stark, but definitely important. Okay, moving to drinks. Water. This always feels like a bit of a minefield if you're not used to it. What's the absolute must-know water wisdom?
Okay, rule number one, absolutely crucial.
Yeah.
Do not drink the tap water if there's any question about its quality.
Right.
And that includes not swallowing water in the shower. Sounds silly maybe, but...
No, makes sense.
And brush your teeth with bottled or disinfected water. If you have to use tap water, you need to treat it, boil it hard, use a good filter, or use chemical treatment like iodine tablets.
Okay, and ice. I love an ice-cold drink, but I've heard the horror stories.
Yeah, avoid ice in your drinks if the water's dodgy. It's almost certainly made from local tap water.
Figured.
Safest bet. Unopened. Factory-sealed bottles or cans. Here's a neat little trick for sodas or sparkling water.
Oh.
Check for the fizz.
Ah.
The bubbles mean it was sealed properly at the factory, hasn't been refilled or messed with.
Clever. What about hot drinks? Coffee, tea?
Generally safe if they're served steaming hot, even after they cool down a bit. Just be a little careful about adding things like cream or maybe a lemon slice if you think they might be contaminated.
Okay.
Dry sugar is usually fine.
What about milk or, alcohol? Because sometimes you just want that coffee with cream or maybe a cocktail later.
Right. Pasteurized milk in a sealed bottle, usually okay, but definitely avoid milk from an open container or cream that's just been sitting out, especially important for pregnant women or anyone with a weakened immune system.
Gotcha.
Alcohol itself, it can kill germs. But watch out for the mixers they use and, again, the ice. Oh, and another big one, fountain sodas.
Because they use tap water.
Exactly. And freshly squeezed juices made by someone else. Unless you saw them peel and wash the fruit yourself with safe water, that delicious local juice could be hiding something nasty.
Wow. Okay. It's a lot to think about, but good to know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's food and drink. But even if you're careful, travel throws you into new places, things happen. Let's talk about common travel illnesses. Our sources, like that Global Rescue Survey, they highlight the top things travelers face. Number one, no surprise really, traveler's diarrhea.
Yep, the most common by far. Affects so many people. And it nearly always comes back to contaminated food or water, which just highlights everything we just talked about.
Right.
Beyond just preventing it, it's really smart to bring along some doctor-approved medication, just in case. There was a great example from Adam Aronson at Travel Helix talking about spit-roasted cuck. That's guinea pig in Ecuador.
Guinea pig. Wow.
Yeah, delicacy there. He said it's delicious, but unless you have, and I quote, an ironclad stomach from growing up right there, it's pretty risky for most travelers. Good example of balancing that cultural experience with, your own gut's limits.
Sounds adventurous, maybe for the really iron stomach folks.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next on the list of travel woes?
Colds and flu symptoms, super common, affecting nearly half of travelers in some studies. Think about it. We get a couple of colds a year at home anyway.
Yeah.
So put yourself in airports, planes, mingling with people from all over. Exposure's almost guaranteed. To cut the risk, eat well, stay hydrated, wash your hands loads, and this is key, maybe bring a small personal hand sanitizer.
Good call. You can't always count on soap and water.
Exactly, especially in more remote places.
Yeah.
Also, get enough sleep. And don't feel weird asking your doctor for some prescription meds to take with you, especially for bugs that aren't common where you live.
Makes total sense. Okay, then there's vomiting. About a fifth of travelers report that. Yikes.
Yeah, no fun at all. Main thing there is stay hydrated. Sip clear liquids, bottled water, broth. If that stays down, maybe try some bland stuff like crackers.
Right.
And here's a funny discreet tactic. Ian Pierce from Global Rescue mentioned this for an upset stomach. Sometimes drinking a warm bottle of Coca-Cola, followed by lots of safe water, can actually help settle things.
Warm Coke.
Really? Sounds weird, I know. But apparently it's a known trick in some parts of the world. Of course, if it's severe, you always need to see a doctor. Don't rely on warm Coke for serious stuff.
Got it. Okay, knock up. Rashes and skin irritations. The CDC even flags this as a top complaint. Makes sense, right? New environment, new potential irritants.
Totally. Rashes can come from anything: viruses, bacteria, fungi, bugs, plants, even chemicals. So prevention means things like staying on trails in the woods, wearing the right clothes, keeping them clean and dry, using bug spray, using sunscreen.
Basics, but important.
Yeah, and make sure your vaccines are up to date. Things like measles, chickenpox rashes, or big symptoms. If you do get a rash, wash it with soap and water, maybe some antibiotic ointment, cover it with a bandage. And a simple tip: if you have sensitive skin, bring your own familiar soap, lotion, whatever. Avoid surprises.
Smart. Okay, I know a lot of people struggle with bad headaches or migraines when they travel. Just thinking about travel stress gives me a headache sometimes.
Yeah, it's a common one. And the triggers are all over the place. Stress, obviously not enough sleep, dehydration, changes in altitude or climate, even changes in caffeine, alcohol, or nicotine intake.
Wow, lots of triggers.
Yeah, or changes in exercise, motion sickness, just new sounds and lights. So, planning ahead to cut stress helps. Hydrating like crazy before and during the trip. Getting good sleep, managing your caffeine, maybe don't quit cold turkey right before you leave. Avoid going overboard on booze or sweets. And if light or noise bothers you, pack sunglasses, sleep mask, earplugs, noise-canceling headphones. They can be absolute lifesavers.
Definitely sound like essentials for the travel kit. Okay, last on that list, dental pain. Over 1 in 10 travelers. That's an awful surprise on vacation.
It really is. Could be a cavity acting up, gum infection, maybe you chip a tooth, lose a filling. Global Rescue actually shared stories about helping people find, like, emergency dental material for a lost cap or locating an urgent root canal abroad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which really just highlights that broader point about being proactive. Before any big trip, seriously, see a travel medicine specialist, like 4 to 6 weeks beforehand. Get tailored advice, vaccines, meds, for your specific destination.
That pre-travel consult sounds key. Okay, so we've covered what goes in and common illnesses. Now let's tackle the beast. Jet lag. That feeling where your body clock is just completely off, what's actually happening, and how do we fight back?
Right. Jet lag is basically a disruption of your body's natural rhythm, your circadian rhythm. Happens when you cross multiple time zones too fast, but you can manage it pretty well with some planning.
Okay, tell me how.
So, starting about 3 days before you leave, try shifting your sleep and wake times. Just by like 30 minutes each day, nudge them closer to your destination's time zone.
Ah, easing into it.
Exactly. If you're flying east, you want to go to bed earlier each night, avoid bright light in the evening, but get bright light in the morning. Flying west, do the opposite. Stay up a bit later, get evening light, avoid morning light. You're basically starting to live on destination time before you even get on the plane.
That's a really clever preemptive strike. What about on the flight itself?
Okay, on the plane, first thing, set your watch to destination time immediately. Try to stay somewhat active during what would be daytime there. Walk the aisles if you can. Hydrate with water. Avoid alcohol, tea, coffee. They dehydrate you and mess with sleep.
Right.
And only try to sleep when it's nighttime at your destination. Use those earplugs, eye mask, wear layers so you can adjust your temperature. It's all about switching to that new schedule, ASAP.
And then when you land, I'm guessing sunlight is key.
Exactly. Get as much natural sunlight as possible during the daytime hours there. And immediately jump into the new routine for meals, activities, even exercise.
Okay.
Adults can use caffeine strategically, maybe 1 to 3 coffees or teas in the morning to help stay alert. But big beck no caffeine after midday in the new time zone. It'll wreck your nighttime sleep.
Good point.
Try hard to stay awake until the local bedtime. Short naps, maybe up to 30 minutes, are okay when you first arrive if you're really struggling. But the most important thing, stay in the dark during the new nighttime, even if you're wide awake in bed. Your body needs that dark signal to adjust.
That makes sense.
Just one little caveat. If your trip is really short, like less than 3 days, maybe just stick to your home schedule. Your body clock won't fully adjust that fast anyway, and trying to force it might make things worse.
That's super practical advice. Could save a lot of miserable first days. Okay, now fitness. For a lot of us, working out is part of the routine, but travel just seems to throw a wrench in it. That traveler's dilemma. How do you keep exercising on the road without your usual gym?
Yeah, it's a challenge, but honestly, there are tons of solutions. If you really want a gym, look for day passes. Smaller local gyms often have them. Free trial sometimes, weekly rates.
Right.
Especially in touristy spots.
Right.
The hotels often have gyms, obviously. And some big chains, like Anytime Fitness, you can use them globally if you're a member. Quick heads up, though. Some gyms in Europe, weirdly, might ask for a doctor's note from visitors.
I have heard that. Good tip. But, okay, what if a gym just isn't happening?
Yeah.
Or you want something different?
Oh, this is where bodyweight exercises and minimal gear are amazing. Calisthenics, push-ups, squats, planks, burpees, lunges, super effective, zero equipment needed. Resistance bands, a jump rope, even those gymnastic rings. They're light, packable, you can use them pretty much anywhere.
It's true, very portable.
And don't forget outside. Go for a run. Sunrise runs are awesome for sightseeing and a workout. Hiking, climbing mountains or volcanoes if you're somewhere cool like that. Swimming, snorkeling, it all counts. Lots of cities even have those free outdoor calisthenic parks now.
I love that idea, turning sightseeing into your workout. It feels like a travel cheat code. What about gentler stuff, like yoga or stretching? Can feel good after a long flight.
Oh, absolutely. Mindful movement is great. Stretching, yoga. You can use a travel mat, or honestly, just a towel on the floor works if it's not too gross.
Yeah, depends on the floor.
Right. Some people even do core exercises just lying in bed. The main thing is changing your mindset. Travel isn't a break from fitness. It's a chance for different kinds of fitness. All that walking you do, maybe with a backpack, that can lead to serious calorie burn, even if you're enjoying the local food. It's all about adapting and just finding ways to move.
Okay, so we've got the physical side covered pretty well, but travel, It's not just physical, is it? It's a big mental and emotional challenge, too. How do we stay calm, cultivate some inner peace on the road, especially when, stuff inevitably goes wrong?
Yes. This is where mindfulness comes in, and it's huge for travel. Mindfulness, basically just slowing down, being fully present in the moment, isn't just about sitting and meditating for hours. It's a way to handle those unavoidable travel stresses, the delays, the long lines, the bags that go missing, whatever it is. It stops them from totally derailing your experience and actually makes the trip richer. Helps you stay grounded when things get chaotic.
So being present mentally, not just physically standing there fuming at the airport gate. Okay, but how do we actually do that in the moment?
Good question. Cheryl Browse from Pause to Be Present has 5 really practical tips for travelers. First, savor the experience. Like, actively remind yourself how lucky you are to be traveling, exploring somewhere new. Gratitude helps.
Okay, savor it. What else?
Second, leave plenty of time. Rushing is probably the biggest stress creator. Build in way more buffer time between flights, activities, whatever, than you think you need.
Ooh, that one's tough for me. I always try to cram too much in. Guilty.
Yeah, it's a really common trap. Third, show compassion to others. Remember, travel is stressful for everyone around you, too. Try offering a little empathy instead of getting annoyed when things get tense.
Good reminder, especially in crowded airports.
Exactly. Fourth, find the ands. This means, in a stressful situation, actively look for something, anything pleasant you can focus on, too. My flight is delayed and I have a quiet moment to read, and I packed this nice snack, and look at that view out the window. It shifts your focus from only the negative.
Find the ands. I like that. And the last one.
Fifth, embrace the adventure. When things go sideways, try to reframe it. Instead of, this is a disaster, try, okay, this is an unexpected detour, part of the adventure. It really helps ease frustration, and sometimes those detours lead to cool, unplanned discoveries.
That's really powerful. It's like building mental resilience for the unpredictable nature of travel.
It really is. And these techniques work best if you practice them regularly, not just when you're already freaking out. Like, a little daily mindfulness practice lowers your overall stress baseline.
Right.
So when travel throws you that curveball, you're just better equipped to handle it. It's like mental fitness training for the road,
Mental fitness, I like that. Okay, so we've covered body and mind. Now, let's talk about the ultimate safety net: preparation and protection. The CDC, the Centers for Disease Control, they talk about the 3 Ps for safe and healthy travel. What are those?
Right, the 3 Ps. The first one is proactive. Basically, do your homework before you leave.
Okay.
Understand the local laws, customs, and crucially, check the health recommendations and any warnings for your destination. Use reliable sources like the CDC website, the State Department. Also, know where the nearest embassy or consulate is and have their contact info just in case. It's your lifeline in a real emergency.
So proactive means research, research, research. Got it. What's the second P?
Second P is prepared. This means expecting the unexpected. Make copies, multiple copies of your important documents: passport, vaccine records, prescriptions, IDs.
Where do you keep them?
Keep the originals and your actual prescription meds in your carry-on. Put one set of copies in your checked bag and leave another set with someone trustworthy back home. Also, pack a decent first aid kit, bandages, antiseptic wipes, basic over-the-counter stuff like hydrocortisone for rashes, pain relievers.
Yeah, a good kit is essential.
And this is huge. Confirm what your regular health insurance covers abroad, which is often very little or nothing. And seriously consider getting medical evacuation insurance.
That evacuation part sounds scary, but probably really important for certain trips. Okay, and the third P?
The third P is protected. This involves getting professional medical advice before you go. Like we said, see that travel medicine specialist 4-6 weeks out, get your shots, malaria prevention if needed. Then while you're there, consistently use bug spray and sunscreen, and just make smart choices. Avoid overly risky behavior. Limit alcohol. Always buckle up. Use helmets or whatever protective gear is needed for adventure stuff. If you do get sick on the trip, tell the flight crew or contact the consular office. And if you get sick after you get back home, see your doctor and make sure you tell them where you've been. Don't just assume it's a regular cold.
Okay, 3 Ps. Proactive, prepared, protected. That leads perfectly into something that trips a lot of people up: travel medical insurance. Why is it actually so important, especially if you're leaving the country?
It's absolutely vital because, like I mentioned, most standard U.S. health plans, including Medicare and Medicaid, give you almost zero coverage outside the U.S. for emergencies.
Really? Zero?
Or very, very little. Travel medical insurance is designed to fill that gap. It reimburses you for unexpected medical bills if you get sick or injured abroad. And critically, it covers medical evacuation, getting you to a place with adequate care or even back home, which can cost a fortune otherwise.
Okay, so it's for the unexpected stuff, the emergencies, not for, like, getting a checkup or a teeth cleaning while you're away.
Exactly. It's for emergencies, breaking your leg skiing, getting a sudden serious infection, needing emergency surgery. It generally doesn't cover routine care or pre-existing conditions unless you buy a specific rider or plan that includes them. Now, you can get different types of plans.
Right. I've seen comprehensive versus medical only. What's the difference there?
So travel medical insurance focuses just on those emergency medical and evacuation costs. It's usually more affordable. Comprehensive travel insurance bundles that medical coverage with other travel protections, things like trip cancellation if you have to bail beforehand, trip interruption if you have to cut it short, coverage for delays, lost baggage, that kind of thing.
Okay. So medical only is cheaper, but just covers health emergencies. Comprehensive costs more, but covers the trip itself, too.
You got it. And the price difference can be pretty big, like maybe around $100 for a decent medical-only plan versus $400 or more for comprehensive, depending on the trip, of course.
That's quite a difference. And I've heard weird terms like primary and secondary coverage. What does that mean?
Good question. If your travel policy offers primary coverage, it means they pay first. You submit the claim directly to them. If it's secondary coverage, you usually have to submit the claim to your regular U.S. health insurance first, even if you know they'll deny it. Then, once you have the denial, you submit everything to the travel insurance company.
Okay. Secondary sounds like more hassle.
It can be. And important note, those multi-trip annual plans, they almost always require you to have primary U.S. health insurance already in place.
Gotcha. What about credit cards? A lot of fancy cards advertise travel insurance benefits. Are those enough?
That's a really common question. Some premium cards, they offer some emergency medical coverage, like the Chase Sapphire Reserve might offer up to $2,500 for medical emergencies, maybe with a small deductible.
Okay, $2,500 sounds okay.
But compare that to a standalone policy, where medical limits can be $50,000, $100,000, even up to $1 million or $2 million. And the evacuation coverage on cards is often much lower too, or non-existent. So card coverage can be a nice little backup, maybe for minor things, but for serious medical emergencies abroad, especially in expensive countries or remote areas, standalone policies offer way more robust protection. Don't rely solely on your credit card for major medical stuff.
That is crystal clear. So if the worst happens, how do you actually use the travel medical policy?
Okay, key thing. Contact your travel insurance provider immediately in a medical emergency. They usually have a 247 assistance line. For most expenses, you'll probably have to pay upfront, put it on your credit card, and then file a claim for reimbursement later. Keep all your receipts and documentation.
Right. But for really big things, especially medical evacuation, you must contact them first. They often need to arrange and approve the evacuation directly for it to be covered. So, rule number 1, call the insurer ASAP. Call first. Got it. And finally, just quickly, some insurance jargon we should know, like exclusions, limits, deductibles.
Yeah, good to know. Exclusions are things the policy won't cover. Common ones are pre-existing conditions or injuries from certain activities, like maybe adventure sports. Always read the fine print for your specific plan. Limits are the maximum dollar amounts the policy will pay for specific things, like maybe $500 for emergency dental work. And the deductible is the amount you have to pay out of pocket before the insurance starts paying. Lower deductible usually means a higher premium, and vice versa.
Okay, that makes sense. Understanding those terms seems crucial to knowing what you're actually buying.
Absolutely.
So wrapping this all up, what's the core lesson here? It feels like healthy travel isn't about being scared to go places, right?
Not at all. It's really about empowering yourself, giving yourself the knowledge, the tools, the simple practices to handle whatever comes your way.
It's like this blend of being physically ready, mentally resilient, and just smartly prepared.
Exactly. Because the real magic of travel, that richness, it comes when you're actually well enough physically and mentally and, present enough to soak it all in. Without that foundation, even the most amazing place can feel flat.
That's so true. It makes you wonder, when we actually prioritize our well-being on the road, are we maybe not just healthier travelers, but also, more authentic explorers, truly open to the world and all its, unpredictable beauty?
That's a great way to put it. Something to think about.
Definitely something to ponder for your next journey. We really hope these insights help you travel more safely, more mindfully, and just more joyfully.